I am the reigning Mrs. Africa Globe 2019, a Mrs. Globe delegate who will be representing the continent of Africa in China in Mrs. Globe. I am a businesswoman, I am an entrepreneur, I am a founder of the Lucia Foundation and also a founder of Young Women Desk and young women, how can I put it? Young women who are in business in our country, which is South Africa. So I am from South Africa. I sit in a women's council in our district, which is Ehlanzeni District Municipality, and I chair the Young Women's Desk. I am a businesswoman who owns a skincare clinic. I studied stomatology. I am a mother of two boys. I am a married woman. So, Mrs. Globe or Mrs. Africa or Africa pageant. It's a pageant for women who are in business, women who are in leadership, and women who are in for social change. Women who want to fight for gender equality, women who are like Sylvia, that fight for a cause for children with special needs. Because I believe each and every child has special needs. I am a mother who has raised a son with special need as well. One of my sons was born with ADD, which is a sister to ADHD. Meaning that he has been hyper in the classroom, he will daydream, he will dream more than other children will dream. He couldn't study in a group. He had to be placed aside for him to focus or to concentrate, or he will get bored very easily. As parents or as mothers, it takes us long to understand our children, or we want the best in our children. We see them as the best, and there's no fault in them. We see them as the clever, or I was that mother. Up until I had to learn or start reading about autism, ADHD, and ADD. When I started reading, I realized that it affects more boys than girls. As a matter of boys, and I've realized that no, what I'm reading is the science that they are saying in the book, because he took long to do certain things than any other children. And my mom will assure me that no, it will get there, but I will worry. Married to a doctor, I will ask him, but I mean, the child is a year now, he should be doing 1 to 3, and we're like, no, children, they differ. They differ. Some will take 3 months, some will take them 6 months to do certain things. But then when I realized that there are special schools that assist, or there is help in terms of children with special need. Immediately when we moved our son from a normal school to a school where they address such issues, there was a lot of change. He's the best student in the classroom. He's actually an A student in mathematics, in drawing, because they are artistic, they are creative. And if you allow them to be those children, you will see a great potential in them. His youngest brother doesn't have any issues, but I made sure I placed them in the same school or in one school, so that they don't see any difference between the two of them. And that has helped a lot. So being a young mother and also a businesswoman, I don't only champion business, I empower. I do a lot of CSI, which is corporate social investment, investing back to our own communities, because if we don't do it as business people, who will? And if we do not partner with our own government, our own communities won't move forward. We won't see any social change. I always say beauty queens, because we are called beauty queens. We are called beauty queens before we are seen who we are after the beauty. We are women, obviously. But I always say beauty queens will change the social status of humanity through the efforts of humanitarian work in a patriarchal society. Because it's beauty queens that have started a revolution of making sure that our communities, especially the marginalized communities, people do pay attention to them. Because I believe not all of us were born in towns or in cities. We all come in the villages, but we tend to forget the villages. We tend to forget who we are and where we come from. We do not plow back to where we come from. But once we are given an opportunity to be somebody that has something, you need to go back to where you come from. You need to start plowing back. You need to start developing something that will empower another person. Rural women that do not know how to count money, that do not know how to use computers. The world is moving, but because we got that opportunity and we tend to forget about them. So as women and men, we need to plow back to where we come from. That's what the pageantry is all about. It's about plowing back. It's about encouraging women and men, women of influence, women in leadership, women in business, to make sure that they support initiatives that support humanity. Because after all, before all this glitz and glamour, we are humans. So if we do not take care of another human being, then who are we? Are we animals? No, we're humans. I don't know in Kiswahili, but in our language, we normally say, umuntu, ngumuntu ngabantu. That's a saying that we always say, that you are a person because of other people. You won't be a person if there's no people around you. And you won't be a person again if you do not love people. So as humans, we need to start to love ourselves first. Self-love is very important, as she said. Love yourself first, then you'll be able to love another person. Because if you do not love yourself, you won't be able to share the love. Love is within. So beauty is within. It does not matter how beautiful you are, Sylvia. You can walk on glass. You can be the ice queen. But if the inside of you is rotten, then you're not beautiful. So as a sister, that I came from South Africa to come and support you because I believe in your initiative. And I believe in you, and I believe in young women. So continue with what you are doing and make sure that you do encourage and bring more women that will do what you are doing in Kenya. Because what you have started, I will say it's something that it should be spread all over Africa. Yes. Because it's about time where Africa changes. It's about time where Africa works together. It's about time where we collaborate as Africans, collaborate in business, collaborate in everything that we do. Because our economy is going down the drain. Where we have been blessed with so much resources, so much creativity, so much skills. The most skilled person in the world is an African person. Trust me. Yes, it is. Trust me. Because if you can go to all the labor spaces, it's Africans that are doing the work. Yeah. So if we do not harness and nurture that, we are losing it as Africans. We are the hub of business. If we're never the hub of business, no one will want to invest in Africa. We have big corporates that are investing in Africa, but they take back the investment out of Africa. It's not plowback in Africa. They do not do the CSI that they're supposed to be doing as companies, big companies plowing back to Africa. So if we can start a movement of social change where we force corporates to make sure that they plow back in Africa, Africa will grow. So my plea as Mrs. Africa Globe is, as Africans, let's support each other, let's love each other, and support each other's business. That's why we are Africans. I thank you.